You never know, Nitino. You better not say na fire service for ni. Ghana for woman market also almost so mubuama ma adi immediately no more to me. Ama ejano abafom. Meche wati phobia. Na meche also. Ni adwumaden a wo ye. Abre nyina me tia me na chi kakra. Omu a me nyakwanya bia na me tie o kakra. Obi koje adwuma keto bi ato ye ho so otifa kwa ati wa de so no ntino na wo say tiri na mo kakra to da bia na metie mu me ba so mo ho efe na o ye adwumaden o bo modern pa koso a minim say yes jama only afternoon general of the top show I host in the country inti me bo abaso say obekoso dan wa ene sa say kwa bisifa kan fa anopa general de na so afa wiade ewian so ne muwa wonu say ya mpanifo bi bu be say anadwo mu asem e wa chen ai daytime inti na bibia si anadwo na yehu na wian so de free no ndua kosi ekobo no nsan so muwa pa Sembe breed me see. Abomodi. Me hu me nua kwadwo nsumani age. Me nim say no try me pa nti me say me so body but any friendly fire. Nti I come na see. Who said that time me tin kakra. One time na me say me wo program bia na so me team nua nka che. That time na NDC for year election. Nti me team na cha pa o. Ache. Omo ye omo election nyina na me ha
stadium ni nyina. Omo ye wo stadium national election.
Na time na kwadwo ye predictions wa hanu mo ni ade nyina man the list no ba ko na me say jama me frɛ no na ba ko to ye Pablo de to ye no akɔjo timi ya ni desert de aka de betumi ato nya me hwɛ kire ara hu say David o so bofu de so be ka kire say emfa itime no oye awe ade ne case mo bo modern
buga kakra ba mu eno so say normal internal politics
wrong buga
oh David kɔjo de o kan me nyi tumo nku me chairman guys we
say ejina buga no
wrong buga
be wa no se
kwaku o ye nkume chama pa ne ekumiemia on say wia oni asem bia ka o because o hwe say de na kwajo no mu ye dede ni mrantie nyina tu bia tira me me come asem tu de jam na me nya me preamble
yeah yanko friends so start because what the fa ho na ko kan sem na wa kwa twetwe nsem tu de transfer de yanko ye ni
why appeal lawyer so to yeah java na
I'm on for the yeah, I can see that.
Oh, antibiotics.
Never cheer. Your bush of force you good Delaware.
Okay.
And your money are doffing Muna. Will be here in nature. And Oko baby, I said, you wouldn't one. I said, I'm in West African Sahara, almost about 5 countries. You hold. Every now do baby, Obi. To make us in a mere honestly. Say Ghana party because what is Mali, Niger.
Me call Burkina Faso na me say
what about Burkina Faso? Sebi Mauritius cry na me nim say o time to me dey obi anim say yeah peaceful ade no cry. Obi it transia na me hwe your social network. Your relationship with our family.
Yeah.
Na say hu sa anima we ni mu nyina utumi bisa ho say pa say ye ti omaimu no sakiye wakwenya ne yenyina be hu bia obi kebe me de pa. The last time I was telling my constituents say enema itukwan ye hu no ka me bonya me mpaye senka da bia nka omusu ebe hu bi ebia people may see it as a privilege but it has to give you a different orientation all the time yen krade ye wo mu ni tutu ya na mo ye because me gidi say Ghana nyame amayade a abri nyina no si tutu ya na mo ye a obi we are far better than most of the continent, most of the countries that are even cutting across, even some of them in the Latin America. So, but you and I don't know me catch him who said not too long ago after the anime no kasai. Then I was listening to the radio, and I make catch him who say, "Me jidi say ye yankasa and ye ho enemies because nyamia body or their mayen obi the one say enye." Say politics NAD etrim ya de na enye nipa bonesem na se enye corruption ni sa niema no ene ye gidi se oman pa dwapade ekurayen no obi se ye betum anamon a menyi ni se poverty koman be hu bi Me the Debbie am cousin Ghana ke the whole you be compare Israel can will be the Israelis in Africa. Intimacy say sabi yen ama mrantie ni maba wani bebunu asabi nyame ama ye age kakra wo ye nimu a ansa ne be ko ye mpanimu no we should begin to think differently. If you're beginning to think differently, me making sure say anamoa ye betu ama da chinchirima ede omani ba be hu bibi na nya self center certain bia no ye benya ye ho na ye yenkwa ye sika na ye no de die wu kese ni say obi corruption crowd they say a word that onye na invent here broni na invent here but abrofo na corruption wo krom a omutumi di to anamo ma ne benefit state no. This is what I would advise everybody. Enye ye sika na asabi mpanifo ni benya wherever wo say why ye deal bi wanya sika na enye Gucci na some anya girls na ye komo musika ko yo mo back ni omo yafunu omo funu omo bat ni de manema lipo ni de kika oba no di bi ato ayi Gucci bag no ato bag shepe no wa mani sika 10,000 no who say sabi who sika. We should be able to start developing the state. Say ye be wia na de be ye dwapade papa ama na benefit ordinary person obi I'm all for it.
I get you.
Inti the midi beja ono because a word kakra ye hunti nti me mamu nyina so mu ni yo
e da sepa nyame nsha ma me ma honorable Kodwedu Asare akwa bana fe yemra ye nsem no so honorable bibia bokọ de
na say mo 2 weeks ni wonja ye say
na yema reason why say
we do Wednesdays sir and I'm on the program.
Reasons.
No, it's not about giving me reason. Me say all your weekdays, no, Wednesdays, and I'm on the me who need to am yes. I just had a moon free Wednesday. And I'm on my another day. That from Wednesday, and I'm person.
Wednesday,
I'm 2 weeks continuous. Oh man, boy, gusa. Panda kakra everybody beton akakana. Yenya so fast. Panda is going strongly. It's going strongly.
So you participate. Don't so you invite me lunch or how?
Sure. No. I say more pet time. Na remember. Yeah. Ndiane no. Enye ni Ghana for by force fried rice. Man for ye the pet Chinese taste of fried rice. Come to Panda. Yeah, flagship fried rice, Panda special, and known as so far to say it's holding us aloft and yeah easy. Events for our more per se, yeah, big cater for more programs near there, more some lunch, pack lunch for your staff near there. This is the time as I say more fair. The number no as usual 024 090 3988.
Okay.
024 090 3988. Inti mo frey na money in dim komona.
Sure.
Yem best serve mo because you see Ghana hano some of us we've been in this industry for a very long time. And we've who say this parties service events reducing to nothing. Fine dining is totally out of place now. So beko party na yanye buffet no bianco salaya. Just say, I mean, and that is where the party takes a different, assay. What chow tuxedo about tie now kuta plate. Now would go got salaya and the plate go and say now the about now so just say we need to change the narrative. What you say, fine dining is fine dining, pure a la carte. Montans and yembe seven. Let waiters come and drop the food in front of you. Mudiwi yembe tam plate and fanko. Yefafu from starter to main course to dessert to coffee and whatever. Proper service. Obere sika fo wo krom ani atu party ni aye buffet di party tin e do that time na ye be wie no na plates e mufin ye different jafan na ye just your ye hu ni pa ba be peja ni ade it messes up the party. So some of us we are in this business not just for this small aspect of it. We want to bring a bit of a little more enlightenment among for cutlery kromu nim use.
Ekosiisen on
Ko de fork ne knife ato ha. No a piano knife na to nchen na tam fork na che ne inside ni fam. Na de no kwa didi edu ba bia nam no do mpe wo hore ade a ohun you onye. What I say, you know, we want to take people through that kind of orientation. Our for omufi that we observe several you know, be dey and be see how now lay table and the proper way. And yeah, what glass be any adwuma ye dey. Obehwe Ghana sini. Yesu we or your big man pa o sini nim. No akofa whiskey, no a wine glass. No we share whiskey a gubna or show ni dignity. Moving him so now just a whack. You show a child said no, we total blunder. What I say. So all these things, you know, as I say, Timmy, we want to bring some of this to bear. You know, like I've said, the number again 0240 024 090 Mon frère and Indian come.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Obi.
Honorable.
First and foremost, you better nyamia say Kumasi incident sebe to a large extent any bad news, even though the inferno has really from what the videos I hear a best say near Makakra, but send the nipa kra and say nipa beshri in Kwandi and Kanyama Asia at least. This is where you also want to find out whether insurance for when it comes to Sahara, this is where they also belong. There's a sort of mini market women, especially on stores near the someone can own a store of that a year. So at least to be insurance beer or the best cover near Magakra. You know, we give God the praise for the far He has brought us. You know, for the beginning, the said.
Very well.
Issues
very well.
Adapt, no. So let's have you up so be some identity issues. Identity why she brutal.
Oh, na say nipa say na afa form.
Nipa 4. E mam you know
Ramadan.
Guy be a friend of Morgan. Na Nana Oyelita. Nana Oye Bamford Ado.
Wafa form. And the other fair lady. Linda.
Yeah.
And the more
she easy. And I don't know say me be ball Linda no so echi wa apa kakra what say eja impaying for so at TSC.
Oh, okay.
What I say and of course I've been impressed upon to let people play their game. What I say, fair playing field, you know.
Obian campaign.
Exactly, you know, because of course I may have my views, but we should allow the system to operate. There are, kind of saying, channels are. If you have issues with someone, you can push it through, and the party guidelines covers all those channels. And you know, it will not be appropriate. Say you will take on a particular person and you know make them look a bit. You know, Madam, wherever you are. I apologize for whatever I said that may have touched the wrong nerve. Howbeit, you know, I think, as I've said, as a national officer, executive officer, it behoves on us say, and so you have near core ground, so advice I bet me dear mama or with me near the right way and the proper way, you know, means so make me play me role, you know. All the same, I think, say. Let's all go on the field and let's see what happens between all of them. I believe say
but nipa 4 now about India no she
I know she and they man come and obian so any abre. That's what I know on the ground. It looks like every one of them is really pushing their but that's at now no
but we hopes in Adoye say Obi, which of the Morgans is it Morgan Properties Morgan Properties Morgan okay.
I don't know
it hopes in that's the answer to your question.
I mean other names Morgan that's what is going around. Linda no so Linda but also no a friend Awuni and Nana Oye Bamford Ado
Ramadan as one
the honorable himself,
Ramadan.
Yeah, friends, Alaji. Mohammed Ramadan. But let's see how things.
Yeah. I mean, that will be an interesting. Interesting.
Tiadenta will be one of the places.
The places to watch. Sure.
But we also ensure, say, the right things are placed in the because we have a certain statement as I say, as a constituency, so we'll see how things will.
Adenta as shaping up to be an interesting constituency.
Tell you
I also West Wogon also shaping up to be interesting.
Yeah. I also John
Dumelo
Fred Nyama. I think that contest shouldn't come on between them. And they're 24 to
back on drop it.
But they are friends, they are buddies, they are brothers. Do you understand? I mean, sometimes these things, as I say, do baby, I say, sa you are 24 Jesu, Unukpa Bejelu. Unukpa Bejelu is a penny in Iwana. What I say, these are people who have, one was the best man to the other. It doesn't have to go to the wire and for them to get this to this part. From Motinasina, at least, Mokasana or Baku. Emma so that at least it will put a little bit of, because Charlie, this whole world, the most important thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
The most, not the money you have or whatsoever. I've seen rich people or the whole brand is can't mean you. Yeah, the third rule painkillers are who do. Yeah, the one will be an edgema. Do you understand? Money at a certain point is not what is a relationship. Even on the day you die, cry here. Do you understand? Sure. You do baby doctors nankasa they realize even the patient no da ho no. Ohia say you dey in back crabbage na in chain no kasa na omo fu se bi owo koma mu omo be kasa na so omo be be man with some edge to fight back. The relationship is important. You don't dispense relationship of on the altar of politics. Me, I don't believe in that. And for me, politics comes, my God comes first, my relationships come second, politics is in third or fourth line. Politics now means offended would be, I would prefer to dispense politics off because I have options. So there's 6 years near politics juma bianya I know na restaurant there that's also constructional near so was here kakra dey share the we are and near options no there just a old man who give you up say look this is where I want to stand in then you do politics with that you will cry and family, So please, Dumelo and Fred Nyama, you are both my very good friends, and I think you guys would have to sit down. One of you would have to compromise to the other. I won't say because some arguments, Dumelo, of course, at a certain point was pursuing the SAL
it was
option.
Just perception.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't perception. It wasn't. And I mean, Fred Agbenyo is my friend.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And we know Fred was on the ground almost every time. Just that he found the grounds very tough because Fred had over the years was spreading, and Fred just say language wise definitely the people connect more with him. What I say, sure so no call who's a ground, and said that so there's nothing wrong. Say what testing when say so let me come back to where I belong. But that is where consensus must be built. Look, Charlie Fred brother man, Charlie bro, I didn't know me call testing, we pa but Charlie. Nanka me fu say me back but me by we the Bomodiana step down mama na me hwe ha meeting out here you said ja we kutamu at the send our hands so kutamu you talk and then you let one of you drop what I say because last time you did well it pushy kakra pe a obeko so what I say no no we are no friend penifo kakra bia kan ho na yakasa. Fred is not that difficult. So but yes, media we there. Then prim for akuma, and you are making followers also because we be our followers and we be our interest. Until one of the followers take a center stage. Two personalities never won't feel money control So I think this message should go to them and let them do something.
Hopefully they would hear and take some very good decisions a bit me aboa. But chairman Ebiaka said while they struggle among themselves, ma lead ya comfortably or no train seat then go baby and
obi we kwajo na akofa adenta ne
ayawa body tell
me say ayawa so ho na mti
na mti sure
ho na mti nti well it depends on how Lydia, but I think he has worked into according to media my assessment me said them any potential MPP Ibia why no so be compete Ibia na masuna said that na from papa because Ibia I'm sorry I'm come constituency Ibia me polling station for ne kasa na bi hu at the end Obi onya competition crowd me I believe say maybe she can go through and now
for the general election with either Jumelo or Nase Nuama and there is this young lawyer Answa Ononso I was nipa me sound. There's a young lawyer.
I ask you numbers. I ask you numbers. I'm telling you, NDC. Omube brepa and so much seat in every moment. I'm telling you.
I was so west to go.
I'm telling you because you see, my many relationship in any tribe, any she connect with all these other tribes said that door so be NDC no NDC but share the two elections now trace here it gives you clearly say the tribes is really helping her and me say at least in a relationship with their constituencies so any bad at all. So when you say the lady at here,
sure.
I mean, she knows how to go about things. See me idea. Into your the obi. Now, 2024 election, enough for us to come from that particular point of view. Say, ABA and I'm more a lead here to any idea. They're fusing a different perceptions.
Yeah.
Because of 8 years breaking agenda, money, the economy, the personality. There's a whole lot of things that they will factor it in 2024 elections. Intermediate say, and in all parties, me say easy ma obiasa. My advice to my party is to make sure say, baby I tisabre. We should consider ourselves as we are in opposition, fighting to get power. Oti ase kasa ye nipa ne be kan ho brasemu ba bia o se ye pacho oti ase enkomo e wo se ye die ma nipa ne hu se at least politics say e bia wo mu a you may not know exactly what the people are saying because one hwe ye pe power corrupt a lot of personalities it can deceive you in all this manner. Intino say bia trimide bi wo mu a media menyi say wo say hu ni sa oti ase ba bia wo say pacho wa yem pacho because sometimes situation ebetumi am want take a certain decision na obe realize later so we did say somehow we do baby ni pan better say that was the direction but bia the implementation was bad and all those things obi okay say me I was the first person me the pacho say I think cut across all the political parties. We were wrong to using fuel doing politics in this country.
Politics, yeah.
And then say say the fuel we don't have absolute control. It shouldn't be our language. But we to say the nanamoa mirror to and then who say okay the first time in history since independent. Yaka fuel ne aka say fuel akwa could do 22 Ghana cedis na yaka 13 obi edi 1 week cry na somebody has tested something and they has proven say ayejuma one who they make party and these are the things that we can talk about enya Inti and common be the ye in terms of Kojoko for politics by Mimi Community be bressy. But me buy the first young Betty, I'm saying me buy Namu some of the presidential hopeful a year or more lectures just to demonstrate what they think they can do for the state. Me, my caution to them is that Obi, Assembly or Mube can be they must look to themselves first, stand in the mirror, and then ask yourself, say, as someone now may catch any panel, say, Omofa to me, Shemensano. Did I have any opportunity to work anything on? Because the last time I said, I'm a my studio, me buy and I'm saying, I'm one of the aspirants, me be
your friend is saying, former Greek minister.
Okay. Yes. I said, me take a crack.
Dr. Akoto Efri.
The presentation in you fine, brilliant. Say, I mean, I'll ask everybody to say, oh, I quite laudable ideas. Okay, 100% of his presentation. Okay, at least you are in the sector. Ask yourself, say, how many?
We are about just agree. Other ideas on other sectors.
They said the work, but I mean, person may impede to Nadi. They are working. Naomi, there's also you can't agree, because that is where your expertise is. Yeah. That is where you are the most luckiest minister in that sector. The most luckiest. Sometimes people see him as a deputy president.
No, sir. Okay, the president's friend.
Oh, dear, they say sometimes.
Son will be our friend, the president's friend.
On the other side, you are a deputy president. So you are the luckiest minister who has the most resources. So compare with other sectors now, you have the most resources. That particular presentation. And some more maybe some say. Me, I'm transferring my assessment. It's only 10% that he achieved as a minister in that particular sector.
Sir.
Oh, Obi.
In some people can I want here now.
Now, some me come into them. Can be never be aware. You know what?
Figures on my planting for food and you I want.
Okay, so
10%.
So what's 10%. So what's your problem?
I said, no man 10 or 90 for money.
So my question is that so 100% presentation, your good laudable ideas. Would the president Tanzania beat me?
Yeah, also best set up the agricultural management committee team. Said economic management team.
What was wrong? What was wrong for him to tell the world to say, I make that proposal to the president?
And I want fine Juma.
Yes.
Oh, say conversations with the president are confidential.
You can say it out there. What is wrong? Have you 6 years down the line? 6 years down the line. Have you ever heard him say, and your minister say can you implement it? Okay? True. But your ideas to me say, or no become planting for food. Me all along, your opposition in 2016. Now me say youth in agric. Yeah. Or not say planting for food. It was not any far-fetched to say Kabi my Greek minister. My first idea
youth in
agric. Whatever comes in the youth agric, it's something that you can tell the people, but when me achieve a roadmap, you control say within 6 years, wait me achieve but say kojo betua. Obet no. Chairman kojo boating idea. Yes, better so.
But the Greek management team, they are fantastic.
Obi, me ba. So want to me anya waka. Opeso the president and obey. And I'm a sure. So what I'm trying to say, me one little thing. I'm a person besides. I mean, it's all kind of silos.
Yes, silos. No, almost be 80.
Anyway,
I'm the
other. You are kind. I want you.
You are kind. Me say 80. Me say we.
Hey.
Na wo a we journalist dia be present here dia papa ya betra express e wa ha mo ambisa no me bisa say wo here me hu na agree me na the minister no so
what are warehouses what no kwa warehouse
no na silo na
no I think we one district
okay
one warehouse right how comes in ministry in those times special development initiatives in the omo see be 60 and I'm handing over to that Greek ministry. And our Greek ministry and Kasansu see the count together. 80. As open something who be
5 crab, but 5 crabs, and at least you start here free, baby. 5. I want.
Oh, there's some my money 10% of the presentation. Assuming silos is not be beside, and also 8 in the room. Who crowd in baby or but to the end. That is fine. I have no problem with that.
Okay, warehouse, so on can't silo.
and when you silos, so one district, one warehouse. But obviously, a year Juma silos, and I saw one of the best told me. Yeah.
No. It's 2 different things altogether. It's 2 different
warehouse
things
altogether. Silo.
Warehouse is a warehouse.
A dean in a warehouse. But from the last time I'm here, the interview studio. Now all trim the fittings what the so-called warehouse and your warehouse. So it's a technology. It's a technology. He say, okay, you see warehouse. You to me the aduane go to me dry food no and man store for longer period until he determine it as a silos rooms near the adin now
or no determine it as a silos is okay until all these fine laudable idea and I be so some my money mark ni be na beka say but I
so abu e wo agogo say we aware
na unum Ghana hapa
pa
unum za agogo e free say na nanu wo ye nyina na e body festival unim
nana tracks eba ho be fa body de ko Burkina Faso
baby a body festival who be some say be fa body de ko Burkina Faso
no say all can achievement me be say who say ne nsem no kekan na me
can say onye bi but my point is that it is just a dream for everybody say ye madum na me join aban bi na nimdie a wosa me de boa e masa nimdie no lift it to a certain level a nation betumi ehu agese me di president ni biana and answer because no dinner down for na chi na ye twa ne salute ni tino of course that is how the president is all about. Number 2 we dey find on Twitter because and ye be say that komu yi na ye can be about express obey interview bi wa ha I read it today.
Yes, PM Express
o say oblemu the party leaders for the failure of 2020 elections. I 137.
Yes.
Okay, leadership. You nyina ye kan ho bio. Starting from me.
So now we are constituency
chairman. Na me chairman pa. Nti ye de ye kan elections na ye nso na ejina. Oti ase. At that time, no a minister. Na ni refi say, party and a cabinet na. And at the time, any resources or any effort our president Beye to make sure we'll keep power, no, he worked through the party. Anambwa.
Yes.
So the minister, responsible minister in your sector, no, you should realize it is the party and amawanya babiatna. Because the party now are buying and a buying constitution, amana nadu to me. Say on nipa obetumi no mo. So at any point in time, a party no abani failure party a failure anameboa so abani failure na beka party for the citizens to decide whoever to lead no or minor either they will punish you or they will keep you. No or a Greek minister meboa so na a Greek minister
sure.
No what 3 deputy ministers eshenasi o the minister of state kan no year 4 before the 2020 elections na some na make you and Sunday year elections 2 of his ministers failed to come back to parliament.
George
Odro and Abdel Labi was or a Muslim slim. They were all deputy Greek ministers. Now for me to say George Odro said New York to be asking and no free.
New York to be asking.
Typical farming community. President Tuswashen and Nunyam Amano Abe deputy minister of Agric. In 2016, I know the struggle of George Odro.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the queer because yes, sit and we need that. Or the buy. Okay. Now there's a time crying. Now much fertilizers here, planting for food fertilizers. And Canadian so community to tia. Maybe that crying. Ya show Nunyam. Ya buy and so no. George Odro no so farm ya no ye na ekuafo e wo ho agi watum. Into Kabeko election at that time, not a minister for Agric. Has the party questioned himself? What effort he did into the issue side nana?
And the deputy minister.
Wow, deputy minister. Lose 2 seats. So 2 seats in parliament. Who can 139? Or no, 137, 137, and blame the party forgotten say no party no kan ho ana. 2 deputy ministers lost their seat. Yes, I'm not crying. But ene he's blaming the party just because of which the responsibility lies into the same party. And our back is say, "Open so your presidential hopeful." So if that skill was there, show us the evidence. Why didn't you prove to 2 deputies to maintain their seat? Now you lose your seat. Now we say, oh dear, who blame the leaders of the party? Say, yeah, na yam moya humodi. Am I yen to me and keep power? I mean, for me, I think second Sunday be honey can. We must check ourselves. Because I mean, don't you mean that I mean I'm yet nanado. When you say down for no to me but me chama Kojo Boatin and I'm yet president. These are part of the things that I will use to assess my ministers. Okay, you election now. Next time on come cabinet hubim. On come cabinet hubim. Obi. Now one my 2 deputy ministers are lose. Opa go be ministers no monka or mo hawa no mu. Now say I can't planting for food. Me the say be a presidential dey be a
fertilizer merchants.
What you say? Ye ko yanimu no. Obi, me little advice a party ye nyina ye entrance ni hu. There are some golden opportunities for some of the presidential candidates. They must grab it.
Sir.
May catch your plane. If they miss that opportunity, that is the end of their political life. It is clear. Now, they say I no crab my party no, baby ayejina. Party no will feel inclusiveness. Say ene ye be call elections. Election na ye be call no. Party na ngasa create me you running mate.
Na more presidential primaries who favorites be wom.
O dia me ba ma me come asem we be di hu komo. Okay. The most important American is say one of my own senior brothers, ene enye say e bia ni hu ana bibi, but he has been a serial aspirant all the time. Into that recognition is there. Into right now, no, at that time I not competing with Nanado no money ade nyina and Obi. Na me hu ni say at that time, so when we near Nanado on the vice president. Okay?
Yeah.
Into no that time no also compete on compete. O we near on so beting be presidential candidate. But enedie. Baby ye gina o hwe said the MPP there be am catch yen crofo say MPP leadership then be emerges. But one here leadership always merges. They say baby aye gina presidential aspirants you know ba open the vice president.
Sure.
And now aka no be no we vice president da. Into the me too no for no. Your best position to becoming the vice president. And it is a golden opportunity. So obeti ase na no so nya eje tumu a. So am me tie kire am ye de nyina pe vice president adi no. Obi a bete.
Bibia beka dem, aduro bia beka dem.
Now obi to self confirm be to say Kojo Chire Martin so me vice president. Why the be challenge no? What you say? And it is a golden opportunity.
No, obe vice president why akoto free.
No, only vice president da.
Why?
Akoto free we the vice president da. So ni bi da. It is so the only vice president no be konanim. Na mo vice president.
Okay.
Who win the vice president that no men tempt the presidential
akonya pre-vice president.
Pre-vice president. Na me no among them no. Me who say Kojo Chire Martin or personality no. Obi.
For the running mate no.
Oh yes. We en yen kwachiri ma ne abeboa. Said ya na say John kana sembi. Wan hwe yie. Yen we di wachi de dada wo. Eke wo mu eni niema obekọ beba. Sese ba bia ye gina yi. Obie nim say sabi ba bia the candidate ni free. Ye nim say beboa party. Adwuma a wabeye. Said the country ni hu no. Said the party ni ebe so mu ankrofo be di hu nkomo ni nyina no. Obie nim say the vice president is the most popular candidate among them. What you say ye sumuni yate ase a Kojo enya captain of the vice president na Obi
na modwuma na si
adwuma no asi party for be gidi sampa ye nyina ye ka ho bi ene the party vice presidential candidate. Okay? Obi we party negotiations so 94. Only the American sir because me in the year 2000 na me wa brochire I was one of the Agor volunteers in the state of Maryland at the county called Elkton County. Okay? Edu baby na Hillary any your friend say Obama and talk ani gidi.
Yeah.
Satana just say ye di akire kakra. Ago feli ye nyina echi ne di eni di omachi. Satan ukaya na Hillary winning all the blue states, big states in India. No, Obama so winning red states, international red states in the doors. But still, I know your magic number. No, meboa. You do baby nice Obama. Why you don't have more game man? Who bet you? Oh, you're winning more states. I didn't know so much free and because some convention now. There is no way Obama ebenya because Clinton establishment now no it.
Yeah.
But Obi, they negotiate it well. It didn't come out though. Negotiate it well. Say. Ma Obama time so ko all man vice president enye den eme contesting inti ma me ko on 4 years a man position mood which Americans we there almost peg it again it is secretary of state
is a
you
big
are big post or the year adwuma we be year adwuma so edu hono no edu ape what is Biden and no the president oba okoye so anko ma me ko ye enko ye enenne Biden, your boy, Pim Obi, no be enemy say he's already up, and then the president. So kojo tiase. Krachi ko 8 years we na nyame ya adoma. We the upper we do that time kraka we di 74 75. Krachi Ghana for so be call one term president. One term president.
Ebia on beto ama.
Womu beto na party ni kran so be no be ba challenge you because it will be madness for anybody to come and challenge you.
But him say the ama my way say na no me na eyi your friend is saying mo former general secretary na no hin to not Kojo do asa ya konwa yi mu. Me busa na this question about the running mate proposal. See, I don't put it there.
Obi.
Fact to baby. It's not even on the table.
Because me, they make can say election that you call in the 2024 MPP primaries from now to December. Yes, be presidential now.
Yes.
Obi. Except say, Oma aircon, Oma kind of crunch. So delegates, they say, you know, at the lipping. But the signs are clear there.
Ewa form.
Oh, Obi. Oh dear, me say, say election way, mark it on the wall. Kwajoni, me come me papa daka. I will free me 10 years. So the vice president, elusu this primaries. I'll stop doing politics. It will give me a clear picture. I say politics. I see Yankano Kreno. But and Tumfahuda. Because Obi, may catch a minimum what is on the ground. Me before I maybe trim who say maybe call region. Me and I'm saying me polling stations yo. Opa Mubianko ye Soviet wakra. Odi akra ne ben.
Yeah.
Now pa between the vice president. No mo fa me to any. Intermediate me gidi say kakwajo somwa other presidential candidates na Kenya. We did there be ayen fa nko.
Best bet the two on the ticket. Baumiane Alanche.
Na nyese ono kwajo ni hu se da yen hu sa. But the name is there.
Okay.
Otiase.
Okay.
For him to say the party that recognition now waba bebre ye establish a party no can ho any that kind of thing no. Party ni be feel the tradition will feel some inclusiveness and say okay baby you jina no obi eyemaye. Now maybe Jidi say the council of elders and those things you know, they must move.
Now almost started behind the scenes in common.
Ebi na maka America dia chiro no. And this
there was someone who say a man for being so touchline almost so I running mate slot no.
Now running mate slot enya choice. We bet na ho wo ma titu am titi parliament ni wo ma be call retirement o mani abro ti bus front ni ade nyina enya dia eyeyi se kwadwo ti ase ama yen atrase enye case I was say you do komo otiase because whatever on language on the two say ebia abrantie no on said dan chesa na nado na kofa ne bai he has served the party. Obi said may catch your plane if the vice president has served the party for 2 days crowd they can 2 days he has served better than Obi on no say 92 near establishing not all. What you say?
But this constituency chairman or Bantama, Fifi Mensa, or see Obi, I'm enjoying chairman submissions. But I disagree with him making the running mate choices. He should leave that to the flag bearer who we would elect. Let's not make his work too difficult. Enti constituency chairman Bantama Fifi Mensa.
Catch me and say party na ye no. What you say? A more of obia ideas to bring on board.
Yeah.
Say ene yesi ye koye party ni ejidi say we ene be ma party na adwuma yemre amankuni bia baba party na all the suggestions as our candidate ni runs are all true no. We must be include that particular discussion.
But there's another suggestion. Obi, why not Dr. Bawumia maintaining his vice presidential position since he is young and allow Alan Chermatin to be the presidential candidate?
We age so Alan we need vice president that. Otia say we are simple. Adia no Obi wo oti ho pa na vice president. We the vice president. Obi the minister.
Okay.
Na you sorry ya dey ba be catch say oh the vice president hobium na minister there oh there you elevate to vice president say we no nyam ana me boa.
That's true.
It's true. Yes we no nyam it Obi the American say
Yaw Berima e wo Hamburg. Good evening Obi. What is Chairman Kwadwo Boateng talking about? He knew he couldn't beat Jeff Kunedu, for example, but he still went ahead to contest him. Why didn't he step aside for him? Dr. Bawumia is done doing his time with Nanado, and they must both leave for fresh ideas to take over. Berima Yaw Dompre, Hamburg,
Germany. Hamburg, he doesn't know the dynamics on the ground. Okay. Say what pertain to me elections are.
Yes.
And who say and come on anka ye dini Jeff no. Say me even if I have 3 months
I don't get distracted.
But the point is very simple. Me, I'm calling for the unity, strength to make sure say party no yen chicha ye humbebre. Ebi and anameka about what the Minister of Agriculture through one here no one wakopa no wakoka bibia you cannot defend it. Now say party no he Obi time na your chairman for any call round. I make a proposal for one of the chairman. Say me I'm Kwadwo Kanda. Say I was say you changing your party constitution. Now you're making sure say Obi obabeji to me or party for so I was trying to upon continue party. But so oba party no say yemfa to me mawa. Nyame ye wadom now be the president now. The further constitution I laid down the procedures amount the be appointee the ministers, you know, there has to be a consultation with the party. Say at least who president, you know, offer 60%. There's a party for 40%.
Okay.
We should be able to say, Obi, as some party, no.
And the party in the current status quo, the party no.
Obi, say bien no sir. Please.
Two sides
in picking ministers.
Oh, please.
Party we say anything. It's about the president choice.
The president doesn't consult the
or consult to who? When a president consult to?
I'm also the moment president look is all some way. How would you not consult the
constitution? Constitution in the design, sir. It is a whole party constitution. Your party constitution. If your party constitution, I line up the procedure. I will say, "Obeji a flag bearer. Your boy wachi doma ko ji to me. Uji wia. So ko di to me now." 2 minutes because of my constitutional debate human then can the constitution continue. So would you also be appointing Crawford now? At least 40% of your ministers has to be a consultation with the party.
No?
Not just a party but me aka say Kwadwo do asare otiwe. It could be say John Mahama Penasem. But adwuma waye Chama Kwadwo Boateng ti hoy. Ebia na akoto free year on Pemasem. Oti ase when Pewasem but the party will say with his experience any ni pedigree ya the Nico ministry we ya ebetimi aye they can recommend him to the president and no anya president ni choice but or your party nipa oti ase party ni 40% obetimi can list no ho
but honestly I was under the suspicions that that's what's
well
okay.
in our party especially when a free opposition
about powerful
don't say no there is always that win election or 1 month the train and
transition period
so that time the flag whoever became the president elect or form a transition
team. Yes.
Emma almost share the your friends preparation towards taking over from the
outgoing administration.
And part of almost to make recommendations for appointment.
Yes.
So
yes.
But I also don't think it's the same for when maybe who are buying winning re-election. I hardly see that same transition. Say yes, say I'm for assessment of maybe a previous ministers. I heard the way we perform here there. It's like that prerogative goes straight to the president to decide who continues and who is made to leave the scene. What I say, and I think it's the same for the MPP as well. What I say, because definitely when President Akufo-Addo won, me sure say one for me we cry now. There was a certain team that would look at because you cry every NDC we were getting lists Eliki because I was a Flagstaff house at the time and we were getting some of the leaked list so a lot of them we knew where they were or who was going to be who and who was going to be that. So you know definitely man said that transition team definitely there would have been a group that sat and looked at but the second term the president winning the election.
With this kind of list I agree with you. Whether the transition team, whether the team invested, it's the prerogative of the president.
Super.
Or president ninya list na no show obedience we pay and I'm pay. It's the prerogative of the president.
But it be soon this how it be no yet me a list that president who list
no from president's office
to the announcer.
I do the
Kojodina Afanchena President and there's a classic example of that thing. I remember under President Kofo. I mean, somebody told me about a similar thing I see. And I think the most important part, list every president table. So, airco nipa obe typing, na ubia signing. They release your media. No, that's the most important. And you speak to some ministers or president that from when you they will tell you that Charlie, say list announcement in my
Obi, I do the say you be because when you old man that work Kumasa Maneshi Obi. Chairmanship position here. I just constituency make a board. How is it going on there on your board? Which board? A roll is time because a roll is time not DC DC MC Names are not rolling to coin. Now, I'm saying that are not to be under information. Okay. Your 2 hour announcement about ye this year, whether a partner shows. I didn't say, yeah, now come. So, they're happy. But the confidence that you are giving to the party people to say a constitutional party constitution.
No, I agree with him.
Not as a party for a Juma. Womakuma pie womu. I bet me I say, oh, Charlie, I just shake meaning set menya or Duasare as a chairman of council of I'm recommendation same to animal. I'm a president.
But I will be honestly surprised, say president by appointment na party chairman and the general secretary. And where they are not consulted.
You see, Obi, let me tell you something. Can I start?
Yeah. I mean,
you see. Your friend say programs
manager.
Yes. The way
sure.
The day announcement the say OBA the taking over as programs manager. They are you can't say is it or more of you has changed. And that's what it is. Because presidential seat, are powerful.
Very.
Are powerful. It has a certain spiritual, some aura. You understand? And the moment this tag no be show and answers cloak no be show, you assume a certain role here. Just say gap between you and the next other person. When we know vice president, we are gap. Of course. When I met you, inti enye bibia na obe expected president nam frau say brad trans na yin this and come. You on your own,
you cannot go.
ABC. Do you understand? Sometimes, let's face facts. Some of the issues that our late former chairman, one of the biggest frustrations was that issue. What I say, where Ofu say as a chairman, he should have a certain say in some things. Now Ofu so we access, and those were the frustrations he was. So these are things that happen. Do you understand? But again, it all behoves on systems. Do you understand? Me, I think, say, in all cases, if you give the president 60% of all appointments from top to down.
Na party,
na party, so far 40. So that even with the 40, you bet me cry at their trading. Do you understand? Because when him say, Charlie, this particular position, likely say bit me call Obi in now share Obi resources be or no subit me diabwa. Now say Charlie, look, this thing now it me edu edimwa. You are likely to get this particular position. If you say a certain party nechi. Do you understand? For me, I think say if we got that opportunity, now 40%, a party in Fifi. Like in the bosom of the party, then the party rather decides, okay, we from top down, ministers 40%, deputy ministers 40%, district chief executive 40%, parastatal agencies 40%, across board, all the way to that way, it also strengthens the party and makes it resources. Do you understand? Because then people feel confident to
but
lobby.
The party, yes, 40% appointment. Now, the president wants to dispense of the first services of Omumubia. What would he do?
It could be said because Uncle.
Don't you mean Pamo?
No. Oh, I do the assess to like.
Pamo no in a year. Said the same 40 day Yahudia. Many so Aquawe Juma.
He will still come back.
Take him off. Bring somebody else to fill in that space. And I said for people are assessing on the or be fitting in better than this one.
It could be
I don't think so.
Enough the person fan. Maybe party na proposal kwajo na president cross so adwen e wo nipa ne so because president the party for na no be but the point that kwajo is trying to raise me say or no president prefer candidates how beka say mafa we obi en challenge oti ase but the party ni so de na all can say 40% and no so be proposal to them say
and no pokra no betimi adikan Oti ase do be call president no ho first. Oti ase no nhwem. Ono nhwem na say be I wanted Kojo. But Kojo be PA. Then he doesn't even have to add Kojo to his list. Not as all call name no. Oti ase so it will even help him to make a much better choices.
Party for na be found. Uncle for be infrabon.
And ebema party for no so akuma to mu yem because be no ni akofo bi na we dey da be no buy and na we go free him why did they have to ya try ha chair na when na we ya ban and say ya na pushing na shame but say party no trans ya yes assessment na dey na shame the reasons can be well adduced from the party's perspective.
Exactly. Yeah, my guy just said, "Kwajo na your appointment. Do sorry for Kwajo fee." And that kind of thing. What would everybody say? "Na yabu bonko for this."
Kwajo you so crack.
Kwajo na your appointment in the money.
You see, some of the things, you know. Yeah, anyway, Obi, one of the big issues.
Toll boots,
toll boots. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. But I think this country, we joke too much.
A day.
How can this letter we are discussing for the past, 3 days?
3 days, yes.
How can it be real? Does it look genuine to you?
Genuine? Yes.
How?
It's a leaked letter.
No, I'm asking you, does it look genuine to you? Leaked, you know? Who dispatched it? Who was it dispatched to? Do you know? Leaked, you know?
Apparently, a letter which was bound for the roads and highways.
That's what I'm saying. Who dispatched letter? Yeah, was stamped by this.
Absolutely. No, received stamp they mean.
So what are we talking about?
Yeah, but say if one ministry a leak, the receiving ministry in some kind.
And the question I'm asking is that the little the protocols,
yes,
cabinet minister Tron and non-cabinet minister, does he copy his subordinates?
But
no. Stamp was so but in conformity to minute so be I don't know. But that's
ministry was so. That's the question. The receiving ministry.
There's the stamp from roads and highways for receive.
Okay, I know what so.
And there's one from but there's two stamps on.
May say if you check the letter, copy to who?
Copy to the road minister.
It's a road minister.
I think the road minister.
Right.
And now my attention, chief director. It stamps bear 3 crowns. There's another stamps here. And then these are from deputy minister of finance, chief director.
That is the question I am asking you. Say cabinet minister writing to another cabinet minister. Why do they have to copy subordinates?
That's a bit weird.
For deputy ministers?
Yes. To do what? To action what? Because minister don't assemble air corner. And then when he feels to do whatever, he will mean it to any of these people downstream. Yeah. So that should tell you the letter is not credible. Me, in my opinion, it's not credible. It's not. So I don't think, sir. And we have heard the minister also say, even if the kind of saying toll will be reintroduced, it will not come in this form and fashion. And I want Yanti. And I Yanti.
So far, I am saying just a proposal,
please,
to the roads ministry.
When the when the ban of the withdrawal of the
suspension of the
toll, why which
the roads minister.
So if
it will be restored,
why not? SSA or spearhead that work? Is it the finance minister or the roads minister?
The roads minister.
So why is this letter coming from the finance minister to who and for what reason? So for me, if you connect dots now, so. And as I said, the minister from his own mouth, I catch there and say, if ever the road tolls will be restored, it will not be in this fashion and form. They are going to improve with electronic whatever, and make sure they lift the values to a lot, so they can. We heard all of this, and in all of this, the ministry itself doesn't seem to. Just say it doesn't. So we say, I'm not referring to you as a media house or whatever, but it's like you give some things so much prominence, you give it gravitas, you give it a moment for panicky for nothing. Because me, I don't see this letter as having any grounds. I'm telling you, and I, you know, the sort of this time maybe starting media, social media program, you know, me so my starting creating me network. I made me, your friend is saying investigations.
Okay,
I'm not sure because I've checked that this particular discussion on toll booths has come to back in cabinet. As serious as this particular issue is, you think, say, cabinet should not discuss it and say a policy or a policy. There is no evidence of this issue. You can check with anybody you know in the MPP who is a cabinet minister whether or not this particular case has come cabinet among discussing. And should finance minister unilaterally be in a position to take a decision like this on behalf of the government? Cabinet, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So for me, let's disregard this whole story, throw it in some garbage, and let's follow. I mean, this is a country. We have procedures that we have followed for policies. This is a leaked from a certain friend saying media, social media platform. Any beginning, any end. That is the truth. Mr. Mason places, as I've told you.
Sure.
I have my ears, especially, you know, I have a thing for the Minister of Roads. And I've been monitoring because a few times I've raised and I've received all kinds of punches and all of that. So I'm also careful the way I TBB not a fact. I have my places. I do my checks just to ensure say many perspective be a free cock solid.
Yeah.
And that is what I am basing on. And then be a bit challenge you should put it across. I can say emphatically that this issue has never been discussed at cabinet. You can check. You have the sources. Ask anybody you know. Is it? Let's even assume say you know. It presupposes say Minister of Finance no, Ena or no, feel say we should take this decision. And or no, then I want need to me. Take and expect say everybody should
fall in line. But I don't want to believe that. I don't want to. So the easiest place I can land, and they say the letter is fake. It's of dubious validity.
And I think because it defeats the procedural even for ministerial communication structure, a war system. And I've pointed it out to you. If a cabinet minister is writing to another cabinet minister, now copy.
You don't copy deputies.
For what?
You can copy the president and the vice president.
Exactly.
Deputies, or the chief of staff.
Yes, for the deputies now, even the agency, Ghana Highway Authority, copied
in there. So it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. Obi, let's not use too much time on matters in substance. For me, it worries me when we do that, because I heard you, you were interviewing a lot of people are listening to you, and agitations are.
Ekosiisen on assembly.
No, very agitated about it.
But so how political comms in Ghana sometimes, you can throw some of these
to test the water. You see, who throw ye? Do you understand? But like I said, I have worked at the presidency before. I know how presidential, your friends say, communication, any interministerial communications. Echo. That's why I've pointed this technicality to.
Sure.
Do you understand? So granted, say, that's why we'll continue to believe the effects of it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But now that I've pointed this one to you, it tells you, say, even if it was genuine, whoever did it, he ate completely. What I say? It is a worst case or better withdraw. That's all fufra or the other. But I'm also saying, say, a bibi anka ya discuss it even at cabinet level, and a cabinet amount approval, and a ba outa. Anka no sukrano. By now, yenya ubia or free a buying site. I'll be corroborate. Say, oh, I'm pass letter way. Discussion way, I'm say at bar upon so my account, but see. You see, everybody is quiet.
Yeah, because I get your point. Because even the chairman of the Road and Transport Committee in Parliament said it is news to him. It has not come before them in Parliament. And on Umpoka says he will be surprised because rates are not more expecting. And yes, I one CD, one CD. I mean, he was expecting something.
Yeah. So what he was trying to say is that they were expecting say be ring.
Oh yeah, 5 CDs and above.
Yeah, because me I know Panama me can't the same thing say offer rate now F crowd. If that is true. Rate F. Obi
F.
Na the system and that's what team any sikana. But you see, Kojo had he has done a fantastic submission. Media, they made a crack here. I mean, he has been in the government working, like you said, from the presidency and the rest of them say. Pass say a government. I buy back. We want to bring it back. Ministry are responsible, which is supposed to make the proposal.
Sure.
Okay, and Ministry of Roads entro to ABA, Ministry of Finance, which is a revenue agency, to say, okay, ABA, a road fund, no crown, and we free honor. ABA to me, just can't do a contractor's maker. I mean, contractor, Wakoya Juma or Western, contract in value 2 million. Or per the first trend, they say, you are 600,000. Almost
Ghana cedis.
Almost 2 years. It is over 78 million Ghana cedis. Now a year free ho. As a levy, I can bet me dear tweet your way. Now transnational realizes, oh no, we made a mistake. Say the idea we free ho. The discussion will also center the same circle to make the ministry to make a proper proposal. To say you say I'm actually a Ministry of Roads. You say the Kojokan. Maybe I can roast for nebeye. No more they are caught.
Because I'm gonna the expertise
to tell the
what technical know-how. I'm gonna bet me out here
to
the
fix
best
the right
practices, the right rates here. Any whatever access I will use to say card system, say whatever. And I'm not sure say we are going back to Sato. I mean then. What you must say? And the minister has spoken on that. And clear assurance. But young course our system no be.
It is a
paper ticket there then and in waste to be a time.
We paper the crowd there, now they also get the environment in the crowd. The crowd to your tone.
And waste to be a time.
We did say a discussions or mobile or honoma. Well, but said they also can't be say half a point. If you say a testation for now, so I should be
oh,
but
you see, these are things as I say, like you are saying, consultation.
Yes.
Money GPRT for any, I mean, various identifiable groups are so they way a buyer or more agitated. You sit them down and you prepare their minds over a period. You don't just spring it and things. As a Ghanaians,
me only me position. I brought you trust I deal with, but I have never supported it because maybe did say CSE APCka. Naka cry wo the air copy san kan na de ho ye twem and no the only some support that san road system na if you the man support there but the me can say we have to rehabilitate
yes
to the modern standard yes to the modern standard ones nipa the drive and the convenience you be an easy pass or do you not here free move and ne yet now me anything that be am veteran be kan kwajo ni me position tam ye ko yi levy yi levy wasn't the way na me kan a ye ko fa buy oti ase So also compare sika bi also go compare ye levy de bia me betre fia kan say adwuma sa telco so yi enye o adwuma ayi obi na creating a platform and odi abeto abontin and na odidi ho and na oji revenue wo ho and oji bibi wo ho enye tax asem. So if the government is innovative enough, probably you stop all these telcos and your banking system. Get the Bank of Ghana, establish on their own platform, get the people on it. Government, Uber so charge in Crofona, or will be paid that, or may join that services. Way and your rocket science. And know your revenue are being out the Bayer Unima. And you know the Yako town is a levy. Oti, I know be attending. Brofak is any attending for, or Yanko tax you. And you know, some na account. It is this particular thing I change. One support to that. Ye levy could have been another avenue for government or the business. No, yet, Satel Cosina agents. Quite you be an to come and become before I catch him.
But there's one thing about upset if the toll booth is to come back. And I think the chairman of the transport committee, Rizzi, Kennedy or saying, say, so what you in toll booth? Was there were 38 toll booths in all across the country. Right. And even 72 to 78 million, no, a chunk of that money, if we bear 7 out of the 38 toll booths there back. And if we are to even bring it back, some of you would say we should just restore 8 very critical ones that in revenues, now in automate all the 8. Because really, Osha toll booths ni be CC a car se fa ho nyina in a day. Ebi ho you no 10. In this can be answer them fi homa. But what happens in those toll booths, the leakages are custom. In the office, where actually, nipa ne ton we ticket one, we channel the bear 5 ago. Now, chow on this our revenues, and that's why in the whole year for all the 38 toll booths, you have 78 million cities. You see, and Rami, back of the envelope calculation, Temankwa should be giving us in excess of 8 million every year.
Obi, where toll booth and your rocket science. Ufri Accra Ekotema. You were toll booth. That is to where Tema.
To Tema.
Okay. Unya patema ho. What do we need to akusumbu?
Yeah.
There must be a toll booth.
There is there not?
There is?
No.
Okay, I think there is one on the Mutual Road rather. Mutual the end Nebio. So only Mutual. The flower. I know the Bio right for Akosombo.
You see, baby, who move into a different territory. Yeah. You must pay.
There should be.
You know.
New York. One which I call New York and can't show toll booths.
Do you understand? Because for short places are more called because you have a maintenance on the road and all of that. We must come to some understand. Taxes not also no two ways about that. Taxes need be wise. Say you free so you baby to say sa COVID tax ni sa bola ni adi na odi toll booth eba people will pay. Do you understand? Then it is
there are issues.
As a minute.
How about the suggestions? Your toll booth system they a bit discriminatory because obi were within Accra. Now unyusu kaswa stretch for 6 months on your toll booth. Meanwhile, or to East Legon,
right?
Or Fakwan Papa so debia,
right?
Or to Airport Residential, or Fakwan Papa so debia. So Nipani and Adrian said for the whole year, on 2 coin outside Accra, no be driving within Accra, on to your toll. Now you saw Kwai Papa. How do we deal with those people?
Because you see, the revenues you make within the city centers
huge.
And yet toll booth marketing maubi. Other parking lots in Maubi. You get me? So there are so many other these people living in the urban areas are also paying. What did I mention? I say, hinterland, they don't also pay some of these things. It is cut across. Obiawo near a chichire no at a certain point. What you say? Say I can't to one out there one out to quiet. Missing me to quiet. You can't force me.
Yeah, but I won't too quiet.
Yes.
That's a who you. I mean, I would pay toll booth for the usage of a road.
Yes.
Anything I will be to your toll.
That's
I
right.
will toll booth.
Yes.
In this Oti East Legon, asphalted road now we use our road now.
Yes.
What do you pay?
What I'm saying is you are paying other
huge
levies,
other services.
Taxes in Accra, business Accra. Your business operating license near year per year. And then Massa, and your joke.
Oh, the upper pharmacy.
You can't in our bomb. Oh, they're 10 times more than
okay. Yeah, what is Legon? Obi. Say a dry beton of East Legon pharmacy.
Yes.
Who move to Kaswa, the same drug. Kaswa is cheaper than.
True.
Why? Because the note East Legon, he has assessed the personalities over there.
Yes.
Two.
The shop
now or Timunu. The rent and now in dollars, not in cities. Oh, they say, oh yeah, cancel never no more baba general. I say cancel tax now.
Well, value of the place, and they determine the property rate.
And no mean I can't be for the development of the area. And he said, told me there. Now, me no, I did about one. I'm a person. Me say, I'm saying that apart from constitution, you need constitutionalism. It is time biano, and your money yeah. She sa to yasema yekin. Pa say ke ye trust ya dwene ho obi cuz there are some infrastructures we hono market of mine tin sika emfanye. And the yesu kuma say ye pe ai 6 lanes but now ki ya chichemu say the kwadwo kan. Ka bia wo free ha. O kwa so the interchange na na be ko no akodu bia ansawom. O transfer another ticket because there is a lot of bypass. I free one kuma so bypass. It baby obey it bia no. Odu abuakwa ubetua. Ubedu na tosi ho. Ka obi the resources ebe baba be ye kwan no e wo bra o man no hia se o meti o musika e dia ye kwan. Yes. Na kwan no so no so minim say corruption say nipa bonisemu say ye be yi o e na ya na ye nti yantumi hu de because some people are ready sika buy na aju so de be yes investment no there are private sectors who are ready to invest on that particular area for you government to take your money for another development.
Yes.
But you better now Obi to agree say be catch us say ebia tema
aminimuchi na
tema up to now we are struggling. Make us say open investors the best sunlight are you ready for some back
motorway
build and operate
because motorway the number of cars
are fashion
over 20,000 cars in a day.
Say oh the kwan kura mo be 20 years say oh the mine the kwan for 20 years never tow car who are buying oh the e kwan go didi also onko yehwe was but just because of self-interest
aminimuchi na
ya de be ma ni be ya na citizens no beto wo no ya ntu sa na mo so there is no constitutionalism ya de no start is oh we the constitutional.
No, but you think say motorway there no investors are ready with the money and are buying say onye
obi masa you see
obi unim and komobi ho na with it's like politics it's like an insult obi say anyone kwana ya say
trade fair adena about that assassin prime land this year yentimi enye government we ban and then am sa na the time so na another government about
trade fair yen ehu
8 years yen na Musa president Mills president Mahama.
Meanwhile, proposal said that people telling are ready for private investment.
Make kai baku bi amede mani hu ye. Say if it was implemented, trade fair. Aka be say West Africa, baby kra wo ha. Hotels, like a major airport city kind of investment, bibisa. And
I traveled almost every week to my place. When toll was in operations, I pay at motorway, then Chopoli, then Sugakope, before, after Agbozome. And this is to and fro. So is it fair? Honorable Amega Simon Awaji, NDC headquarters, or your assemblyman for Abolaf Nolopi electoral area. But one trip
Simon, I greet you this afternoon wherever you are. You see, like I said, and no versus say anka part all the way they corner. A quank obey me day 1.5 hours. Ediakwa could do ketano. Or the 4 to 5 hours because of bad roads and a debeko. Which one would have been a preference? Road toll is meant for
fixing
the road. What you say? That is what it is meant for. You have no business paying road tolls if you don't use the road. What you say? Do you use road nedia? That's how per se far road so please.
But what money will be used to fix the East Legon road?
Which East Legon road?
Say,
Obi, why are you coming back on?
But we have to have that.
I am saying to you, sir, the revenue that you receive from living in this neighborhood. Property rate, property no, and your dining kwana all the amenities you access from government, and I the value of property no na which husika. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you are not paying, if your road has not been tolled within the city, it is not because because of course you cannot congest the city. The road toll.
If you look at the
you get my point. Yeah, so they will use another method to get that revenue for government. Road toll.
Of course.
Do you get me?
But the little assessment, if you look at the test you have paid by, also Coach Polo, or come once a week. I don't know how much you pay. First, your in and out is 10 cities every week. Somebody lives in Trasaco. The property rate in Kwa is almost about 17 to 20,000
at the moment. As we speak, normal cars in Ketwa saloon cars. One city.
Yeah.
Until 51. I say 4 places. 4 cities.
4 cities.
Or bar 4 cities. 8 cities.
Now we open asphalt. Obi to 20,000 per year. Calculate it. Obi, I saw OT.
So when Kofi Akpalu, founder of LPG. Obi, I think government should introduce road tax where you pay depending on the capacity and carbon emission of your car. Such tax is paid all over the world. It's different from toll, and this tax would help. Kofi Akpalu, LPG.
You see, Nyokano, it's true. Do you understand? That is where you manufacture cars, and you have now in your country where in a country where you manufacture cars, and you're kind of saying acceptable way between 1 to 5 years, and a year be our car. Your friend saying lifespan. As I say, you can't need more than
5 years. You have to pay. Emission cost.
You charge more. It attracts a lot more. What you say? Into normal was our system, but here is the case: 98% of the cars that come second hand. Into emission, you starting free port one before it is even taking delivery off from the port. Near checking emission level, you see some of the arguments.
And they're realistic.
You see, it's not cut for your system. Do you understand? Even though it's happening in other parts of the country, the world, for now, I think say we should rate.
But there are a lot more suggestions coming. We say Obi, property taxes on houses in East Legon would be higher than similar houses in Kaswa or my holy village of Adafiano. That compensates for the tolls.
Exactly
the point you were making.
Yes.
Augustine Yawo Agbeneza from the US of A. Right. And Awadi comes back. Or say, Obi, kindly ask my boss, Edua Sari, that from Accra to Aflao, there are 4 toll booths.
Yes.
Accra to Cape Coast is only 1 toll booth.
That is the point.
But that's not even true. Accra to Cape Coast, okay, Mori, Yeah, apart from no, you do two. Say you do wager and then you do Mori.
Okay.
You understand? From Cape Coast to Takrady, there is one. Beposo the
Yes.
there is one. Now we do Takrady. I think in all 3 from Accra to Takrady. I'll say Accra to Koforidia. Accra to Koforidia the two anyhow.
Apart from
mountains
and I'll say when you look at all these roads and you compare Accra to Aflao, which has 4, my question is that what modalities were put in place before Accra to Aflao had so many of these toll booths? Honorable Amega Simon Yawaji.
As I say, the earlier mindset, Aflao is an international route. Just like fiti ufi Aflao beseko
Elubo, yeah.
International route. And that is the reason why you have so many
toll booths
on that stretch.
Foreign cars, so far.
Exactly. What I say, you should understand it that way, and yet discriminatory. But I also think, coming back to this toll booth story, we really have to redemarcate.
Yeah.
Because areas not dosun, cars no so adosun. The wear and tear on the road are more. Oh, and road no so no say we must take some things into consideration. What I say, wait. Any kika ka ho way bridge ni sanema no, there are some places are ebi ni ho.
Okay.
Wow. If we want to do it, it must be comprehensive. And say, are they going to reintroduce this thing in the form of
they
need to take time and fix some of these little issues and bring. Let us see
to also
something.
Encourage people to
exactly.
pay.
Oh, Tiakra no who say trot driver, owner car owner, ubetimi ato weekly. Your friend saying pass. Udua o car no ye dia bo sensor no be piki. Unya duwa na ba na lefty una okono. Unya duwa ba na lefty una okono. You don't have to stop and pay.
Said the airport. We've done it beautifully at the airport. On airport premium.
You see, Ghana no. Yeah, na ye creative problems are. To me. Then when we solve those, when we create a problem, be solve. Now you say young boy and some my. Do you understand? You know, sir.
Has been done beautifully. Udru ani pebi enyi na ho. O de won sa extra dey say ticket aba. What you
betina mu a o de abehye mu na abia ma na.
Enya rocket science. And I said wo mo aye nyina nimdie no ebi kura. Wo mu nyina tutu kwan asoma aye ken emro bia nimdie so.
But the other thing, the employment idea we create. You remember, say, and I think Enright by up in our discussions, say, what then do you do to Nkofua? Because you know, say they complained. Time you close it down toll booths, no, especially in brothers and sisters who are physically challenged.
Yes.
No more money toll booth. What do you do with them?
Obi, say yeah, kase. Ni yagu nuzwe.
O say.
Mesi yagu nuzwe. Employment by some ni yeki. And then go to America, covered by. No more realizes says I told to na no more jijini adi nyina no. Abandon nyina. It all went to electronics. Said the kwajo kan you bu ho no ma ko internet. What register o car no. As soon as I do ho na no, I pick your number.
Even phone this time barcode. With the 2 phones so now the phone cra.
These are things that almost all human
contact.
Ningina easy pass. And once I tell you the can do yana pa. What they also untia. So and you'll be no problem. But the other woman then say, what you at the end $8 and now $3. You better brought a bill of $25 because administrative work. A depend not transfer type your delete the bill. You calculate in
na we probably say I can say untia. Maybe camera so into uchamu no camera na achieve that pick or na send the signal e dia call central system asa e wan say what they are kwakoye wo road weight and answer win. And you pay penalty in addition.
Time they will write to you. Say they don't know who was driving the car at that time. In the same will be and 1 year. The letter, bro. So which one so and so time with your car camera. So you can check car and the picture at the amount. Now amount fee no. Instead of your 8 cities, you pay 25
in the Obisa Obi. So someone who lives at Afienya, for example, moving from Accra to Afienya would have to pay toll on the motorway and then at the Afienya toll booth before he gets home. What about that?
You see,
Edem in Tema.
Obi.
And he again says, Obi, is it true the toll booths are given to some individuals who are given how much to pay in a year?
You see, the corruption bit of it, is another story to be told. This 78 million CDs
woefully inadequate.
It's 3 times of that how much ends up in somebody's pocket. That one, it is no rocket science. I think that is the for me them to now come up with a different technology. Eliminate
human
contact to at least be able to receive the right revenues from the system, because this time bar with investment do you understand? So you don't expect say human manipulating edit such a year. But for me, I think say this Afienya story we are talking about, you see, I don't want to sound a bit but Afienya now koto asas a choice, right or wrong?
Yeah, that's a choice.
That's right, a choice.
Because what's not dodo, and what's not oyarefa.
Do you understand? Iti say what's now na say so niwa. Will you say zeminjare? Like niwa. Obeka say unto generator. Do you understand? For me, I think say some of these things a opportunity cost.
Okay.
Uni to me, once you go and live there and you are using a car,
once you make a choice, you have to bear the consequences of saying.
Do you understand? For London,
yeah.
Oh my ya, to the extent say ne car cra.
Ni yusu kra ya
you yusu ye din.
Public transport.
You prefer to use, and it is a policy for them to reduce the congestion in the city. Iti Ukraina worker no you say what they call Chrome once a week. Simple. What that is the only a year where you mount your roadway gives you the opportunity to send it to town. What they call more than a year one, when the system will pick you and you will pay penalty. Why then have the car? But in a year of that, in place of that, they have the bus system, they have the underground and all of that. Without a car crown, you can still live your life without any problem.
Well, so good evening, Obi. I've lived in China for 17 years. I remember some time ago, this issue concerning road tolls came up. It was resolved that because, for example, people in East Legon don't pay road toll, so they cancelled it and made a tax regime called road toll tax. And it covered every registered car. Ghana can do same. Hobson in Accra. Into how China resolved the issues of in the UK, everybody who has a car pays car tax. You pay toll when you use certain roads. The charges are based on the engine size of your car. We need to introduce them based on engine sizes of cars. Kwesi Kwanza, United Kingdom.
Obi,
good evening.
I have answered that question, sir.
Okay, honorable Mepacho. Good evening, Obi. Concerning the motorway, investors are worried about the road usage due to the Spintex bypass. And now the redevelopment of the Nungwa Road. Francis there, and no. Obi, there is one toll on the Akosombo Road at Afienya. Nanada Akwa Tadeka, thank you. We say, Obi, what is Honorable Edwasari saying? If the party is going to have 40%, okay, then the party should be ready to finance 40% of every budget during the campaign. In that
now, Scana, a free banner, a free. Sika, the fund party doesn't know where it comes from. Please, me, I am a national executive
officer.
Officer. You know, when I'm talking,
the thing says the only the candidate who finance the party.
Okay, wait, sir. Obi. Chairman Kojo Boateng must be measured in what he says, so he should be reminded of the words of Sir John, fear delegate. Baumia could lose, and we shall hold chairman accountable to his word of keep quitting politics. Irrespective of whatever happens in their primaries, the NDC will beat them firm and square in the eastern region, because if ye regards to him and Honorable Edu Asari, Kojo Dankwa, a regional communications officer,
NDC. Propaganda communication we mean into.
Obi Katamanso, the citizens say, Obi, good evening. Are you no more talking about the free zones entrance toll again? Who's the free zones enclave be a walk pram way?
I think so.
I know they call private personal. That one was developed by the state, was it? And I a private person.
Definitely told the same private person. Yeah, the government.
Oh no, I say ura, for example. Ura lighthouse wa de wo anakazo 20 Ghana 10 Ghana
no say no dey more
me busa say we na private na this one says Obi, I believe people living in East Legon pay more for property rate. It compensates for the choice of living in a fear. My one person. Obi, the way some of the trot cars have rickety number plates, they would avoid paying these tolls that are electronic. But great suggestions by your panel today. Kwame Ewo Grace in Excess UK and on the way Abre. Kwame, thank you so much. Let me see the other ones we have here.
Because say ukofa obi number bia kotare car.
Yeah.
Now it has got to the point they say obi electronics. So register our car.
Yeah.
Now ko border your partner card you say the car number bia na atare ho.
No, I get the point. About 105
my road is going to be fast because who need access to go there.
I get you pa. I'm out for maybe I'm
Charlie, we say Obi, good evening. I was driving from Germany to Sweden and I oversped without intention. The limit was 80 kilometers per hour. I went 88 kilometers. That's 8 kilometers difference.
More.
I came to Sweden 2 weeks later. A fine was sent to me.
Right.
With a camera picture of me clearly with a fine of 150 euros to pay in 10 working days. Right. If not, the price was going to be doubled.
Right.
Without any story from me, I went to pay cool.
Right.
Then I got to understand indeed the system is working. Right. My car was a registered car with a Swedish number plate, but Germany brought me a fine to pay to the German government.
Oh yes.
That's really interesting.
You see,
it acquires a Togolese car, Abagana.
European.
Now, Wasaya go back to Togo.
The
European
Union system,
interconnected.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're connected. You can't commit a crime in London and say, because Paris are you ever saw? Do you understand?
Yeah.
You know, and I just say, we cannot just imitate those because manufacture car UK almost majority of cars use manufactured in their country.
Yeah.
Vauxhall, the Rover,
Range Rover, Land Rover,
and because of European Union, other people come from that place and all that. It's a way to raise revenue and all of that to fix their roads.
Yeah.
What I say?
Yeah.
It's so as a people, we should know what we want and go after it. Do you understand? The media, I think, if we are reintroducing it, it must come in a different form. It must Christian properly. Now, a man for say this is what, and let's have a legitimate use for the money.
Yeah.
And yes, just
consolidated fund.
What you say?
Me can be crowded. So the year king. So free hair kokumasi. Free hair koko for radio. You have a dua carry. A Dutchly. A do time our bears it like So what's the highway? So highway what's the Unim says a man is the bria. I will pay this X amount. To say your name 10 pike. Now oko. 10 pike at the room. At any point, exit 5 urema obeko kromu no ubetua uto. So now when we want to do all this private sector those things, people are willing to pay. Obi se pass so uko Kumasi na 3 lanes here 3 lanes here. Ghana for car papa bi e kura nkrofo wo kromu a mpese wo muchi.
Masa nkrofo sika wo dey fa plane Kumasi just to avoid the road. Until fa bi nchato.
Obi na make us okita ne
that's a quite them na papa.
Obi ka chere say ebi we dey on the side. Say let me Ibrahim wo car bi. Na Obi
pick up no.
Say ya pick up we say ya den according to say ya say car no here certain capacity here certain speed in the Tuyako.
Etimi too.
Na and now say ya kwen or the sister by way say by this time oga so driver obeba na engine abo. 18 so two car no the midnight.
The fact
12 not their fact ma
ada kwaso. Blow mo
now zoom is over 3 lanes. Now so person enjoy a car. He will put it from here to Kumasi. Obeji no
200 Ghana crow
Obetia. He's ready for it. So it is a matter of also uji tone. Now road accessible road no so perfect. And then so I car say to the Range Rover say good chromu nyina kakra na ni
Carbon a building wall because 40 kilometers per hour. Meanwhile, this car has been made to go like 180, 200.
Na ka issue. You bet me
now girls assemble.
Ekosiisen you know so abon mo ma yemfa dwumade no NC and meda mo ase papa. It's been an interesting conversation and many thanks to mo amodem messages by and I know you've loved the conversation. We'll continue hopefully next week. Yeah da mo nyina ase me din say bu so robo kojo edu asare be kan yen ho sounds na robo kojo boaten ageman eba be kan yen ho nyame adomo a wo chena the Ekosiisen bebrema 2 p.m. Yes.